Hello, I'm Tony Koh, the host of Talk IT Global. The first question companies face when adopting robots is whether they are truly suited to the actual work site. Unlike conventional robots optimized for specific tasks, humanoid robots are designed to enter environments built around people. Let's find out why this difference matters.
As an example, I brought up the collaborative robot you mentioned, the one that fries chicken. It costs about 35 million won. That's cheaper than I expected. It's worth considering when you factor in labor costs. But that isn't all. You also have to completely redesign the kitchen. You have to install software and provide safety training. That adds another 300 to 600 million won.
So it costs about 20 times the price of the robot itself.
And you have to develop the system as well.
For a long time, advances in humanoid robots were understood, mainly in terms of hardware. The key questions were how well they could walk and maintain their balance. But with the recent integration of AI, the very way robots learn to move is changing.
That robot that used to hop around was developed sometime in the 2000s, and it took 14 years to get it to run on two legs. Then, in 2017, Boston Dynamics spent several months programming Atlas to successfully perform a backflip. Oh, so that took several months. Then around 2020 they began using AI. In 2022, AI was introduced to the general public through ChatGPT. And in 2023, less than a year later, a Chinese company called Unitree got a robot to perform a backflip in just a day or two.
Because his brain had gotten smarter. Humanoid robots may still seem to the public like technology, seen only in short-form videos. But demonstrations and real-world deployments have already begun at industrial sites. The important question is no longer when they will become viable, but who will dominate the field first.
When will humanoid robots be commercialized? There are so many sensational short-form videos these days. So some people ask, when exactly will they be commercialized? The truth is, they have already been commercialized on a significant scale. Humanoid robots are being deployed mainly in places like automobile factories and logistics centers.
Is China the country with the most humanoid robots deployed in real-world operations?
China has the most. Another 16,000 units were deployed last year alone. Nearly 85% of them are Chinese humanoid robots. By next year, around 100,000 units worldwide are expected to be deployed and working in the field.
So China has already conducted many pilot projects like that. With the expertise gained from them, it will probably create many more companies like Unitree.
Exactly. As you said, that accumulated expertise is actually the most formidable advantage. If you look at forecasts for humanoid robot production, institutions such as Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and the Korea Institute of Machinery and Materials expect the number to reach between 2 million and 10 million units by 2035. Morgan Stanley expects it to rise to 25 million, and my own view is actually closer to Morgan Stanley's. Historically, technology has always advanced faster than we expected, so I expect the numbers to grow enormously. And because humanoid robots will assemble other humanoid robots, I believe the growth will be even more explosive.
Humanoid robots moving around factories are constantly exposed to a company's equipment, processes, work methods, and manufacturing expertise. If these robots are connected to an overseas platform, we also need to consider the issue of data sovereignty in manufacturing. For South Korea, a major manufacturing nation, even before sovereign AI, wouldn't sovereign humanoid robots be a more immediate concern?
The biggest weakness of Chinese robots is that humanoid robots are equipped with cameras. Let's say 20,000 of these humanoid robots have been deployed at factories across China. An enormous amount of data could then be sent back to China. Of course, China will probably take extensive measures as well. They may say, the data centers for our humanoid robots are located overseas. How could we possibly retrieve the data? I expect them to take many measures like that. Nevertheless, humanoid robots have another critical drawback. They run on AI, so we don't know what is going on inside their minds. They could transmit all the data over Wi-Fi. For example, if relations between China and South Korea became extremely strained, remotely shutting down every factory would bring South Korean industry to a halt. That is why major factories, especially semiconductor plants, simply cannot use Chinese humanoid robots.
South Korea also competes fiercely with China in manufacturing. To protect our own expertise, we need to strategically consider concepts such as sovereign humanoid robots much more seriously.